Hi everyone. Today we are going to take a look at drawing some graffiti letters. Now there's a number of different ways to do this, obviously no right or wrong way to do it, but I'm going to show you a way that works pretty effectively and that hopefully you'll be able to utilize to some degree of success. And it takes a pretty basic approach to this and makes drawing graffiti letters pretty accessible to everyone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to write some words and I'm going to show you how to turn those basic stick letters into graffiti letters. So when you are writing, you got to think of something to write first. And all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw just some pretty basic letters. And maybe I'm going to make these letters kind of at funny angles. So I'm not drawing like straight letters. I'm, kind of angling them at different directions, making them a little uneven here and there. Not making them totally perfect. And this is kind of what we want because this is what's going to give us those graffiti letters. So there, I just started with just basic letters and just drew them sort of all crookedy and some bigger than others. And none of them are even. And what I'm going to do is I'm now just going to pretty much trace around these and make these block letters just by going around what I already have. So here's my A, I'm going to take my R, and I'm going to do the same thing. And what I'm doing is I'm just tracing around those letters that I already have. So I have something then that looks like that. And I'm going to do the same thing for my class down here. I'm just going to go around those letters. And so if this is confusing to you, what you can do is you can actually just go around each letter, because if you see what I'm doing, I'm kind of cutting out parts of these letters. So let's just go around and I'll just trace each letter individually. And you're going to see that there's a bit of overlap here for each letter. And then we can kind of work backwards. But all I'm doing is I'm just tracing around and creating block letters here so that I have something that looks like this. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to look at where these letters overlap. So what I can do first, if it's easier, is I can actually get rid of this stuff inside my original stick letters. And this is going to leave me with just my block letters, which is nice. And if you were ever kind of confused as to how to make block letters, well, this is a really easy way to do it. Just write regular letters and then just trace around them. So I got this. And now what I'm gonna do is I have these areas here where I have the letters overlapping one another. See how that is? Because I made these block letters and I traced around these letters. And now I have these letters that kind of join into one another. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this. We can get rid of all of this stuff like this and make it just so that these letters are connected and that we really don't see the different boundaries between the letters. And that's one way we can do it. So you have something like that. Or you can leave an overlay with one letter and have one letter sitting on top of the next letter. So there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. So what I'm doing here is I'm just erasing whatever the letter underneath that one is, so I have something like this, and I have something like this. So a couple different ways you can do this. So on this top one where it says art, we don't have any letters sitting on top or underneath any other letters. What we did here is we just erased all of those boundaries so that everything's just kind of connected. You can do it that way. What I did down here with class is I erased everything inside my first letter, and then I erased everything inside my second letter here, and I just went through letter by letter and erased the stuff that was inside of that one so that it looks like each letter is sitting on top of the one that comes after it. So a couple different options here, and it's up to you, you know, how you do it. Different ways will have different effects, so entirely up to you. So that's a pretty basic way to creating some graffiti letters. And there's all kinds of things. We can add things. We can put little parts of the letters that stick out, like this. We can, you know, if you want to get into some crazy stuff, you can add all kinds of little things on each letter. Have little parts that kind of jut off like this and create these different sorts of looks. We can do that. And all I'm doing is I'm just kind of bringing up little areas here and there on each one of my letters. So you can do stuff like this. And this is after I get everything all drawn. I'm then going back in and I'm modifying each letter to kind of give it a little bit of a graffiti feel. This is a nice way to do that, to add a little bit of flair on your letters. You can get rid of that. And right there, that's a real quick, easy way to make graffiti letters. And it gives you two different options. It gives you one where, again, your letters are all kind of together. It gives you one where you have separate letters. And again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. There are just some different options. But right there, real quick, easy way to do this. Real quick, nice, easy way to get some effective graffiti letters. And like I said, it's a pretty straightforward process. You draw your letter, draw your stick letters, make sure that they're angled, some are higher, some are lower, and then you just trace around each one of those letters, and that kind of fattens up that letter and gives it that nice big block letter feel. So there you go, guys. Quick, easy way, drawing graffiti letters. Hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.